How do I start?
Hi, people. My name is Ralph, or some
Yeah.
story like that. I don't remember.
Do you know what career coaches do? Because that's what I do. My name is Ralph from Pacemaker. I'm a career coach. I'm here with my friend Robert. Robert, tell us who you are.
Hey, everyone. My name is Robert Hislop. I'm a career coach and career development strategist. And what is it that I do? I work with individuals who want to upskill and level up to the next level in their career. Just like an airplane traveling down a runway, you get up to speed and then you lift off and then you go up and then you climb until you get to cruising altitude, ultimately getting to where you want to get to in your career.
Exactly. Let's talk about what you do as a career coach. Take me step by step.
As a career coach, I'm your thinking partner. That's what I like to
Thinking
think of
partner.
myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's where you're on a journey career-wise, and I also think of myself as we're in a car. We're going to a destination. We don't know where it is exactly, but we're going somewhere. So I'm right along with you in the car, and we're just having conversation. So to me, coaching is just having a conversation where we talk about the things that are impacting your life today and ultimately make a difference in the future. So that's kind of where we start with the journey and the process.
You know what? We work with so many clients, and then I love their feedback about you. They said, when I talk to Robert, I feel so motivated. I feel like I'm ready for this interview. And oh my God, I never thought about that. And then he got me thinking in that way. What do you do?
Again, it's just conversation and practice active listening, as we spoke about in one of our other
Active
series.
listening, yeah.
That I listen to is like when they say you walk between the raindrops and trying to not to get wet. So I hear the things that you're not actually wanting not to say, but I hear you. So I listen really keenly, and then I try and figure out a way to weave that into a conversation. And again, I could go off on a whole heap of different tangents. I had a conversation with a young lady that I coached 2 days or so ago, and she had started a job recently in September last year, and unfortunately, it didn't work out, and she got terminated. So she reached out to me to tell me what was happening. And in the conversation, she said to me that she feels like she's a failure. I said, no, I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't a fit for you as much as it wasn't a fit for them. So she also said at the end of the day that she felt like giving up. And I held on to that for the day. And I was reading the next morning. I found an article of somebody who I thought was inspirational. And I sent it to her and said, hey, read this. If this person didn't give up and they're successful, why can't you follow the same, trajectory in terms of your career path and how you go about doing things? So it's just a conversation, listening to the people talk and trying to figure out how best to motivate them. So to answer your question, it's about staying positive and being motivated and being energetic.
Exactly. There were a lot of times that you're saying that coaching is not about being a 9 to 5, but it's a life, right?
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, because a person can either message you or ring you up or whatever way they communicate with you at 8 o'clock at night or 6:30 in the morning. Sometimes you can look at it as a bunch of different ways. If they're reaching out to you at those odd hours, they have an issue or a concern. So you can't say, wait until 9 o'clock, I will talk to you. They have a problem within reason. I mean, you can look at it in a variety of ways. It could be a fireman running to a building to save somebody, right? You could be a situation where it's a crisis for them. So it's a lifestyle. I mean, coaching is ongoing during the course of the day, having conversations with people, talking about a variety of different things. I get calls from people who I've coached all the time. I mean, even today, I got a call from one of my other clients that I worked with, and it was something in regards to the opportunity that she's going to start in a couple of weeks. They had sent her some information, and she just kind of want to run through it with me on it. So, it's always talking, and more talking.
Pacemaker, we work so many clients together as a team, and I really, really appreciated it and loved it how we work as a team, because there are things that I'm really good at. There are things that I'm not really good at, and you cover it just like you do your magic, right?
Yeah, well, I try. It's again, if you look at it from life and from a sports analogy, the head coach of any organization, i.e., like a manager, The smart ones hire the people who are good at what they do, and those people are effective in the day-to-day operation and working with the individual one-on-one. So yeah, when you throw somebody at me, and I usually ask you the questions to give me a little bit of a background so I know what is it that I'm going to say, and I don't know what I'm going to say until I show up on screen with them, and then we just start to talk. I mean, the clients that we are working with currently, English is not the first language. So generally, one of the questions you and I will talk about is the level of the communication, right? So in terms of what you asked me earlier, is that I listen to how they speak, and then I try and work within that parameters, if that answers the question.
Absolutely, yes. Let's talk about our recent client who landed where he wanted to do, right?
Well, it's on the journey, right? Because as we both
Very
discussed
good.
prior
Yes,
to
sir.
starting the conversation, it's not ultimately where he wants to be, but it's a start. And with him, his challenge was, and we can say he's in the aviation industry without giving away too much. His challenge was that when I spoke to him, I said, you gotta be energetic when you're talking to whoever is interviewing you. And you gotta look at it as if to say that the interview is you're flying, you're on the flight deck, and you're talking to air traffic control. So you're the pilot flying the aircraft. The person interviewing you is air traffic control, and you dialogue back with them, back and forth. And he said, oh, yeah, that makes sense, because he was more intimidated by the fact that I'm going to an interview and I'm nervous. I said, no, don't be nervous. Let's think of it. You have filed your flight plan. You got to put this aircraft up in the air. They're going to assist you. So you look at the interview process as such. And I think that's what probably are one of the things that helped him get through the interview process. So I don't know. You'd have to ask him when you talk to him, what was it that was the one of the things that kind of assisted, because I'm curious to know also how or what made him actually get over that nervousness.
Actually, I did talk to him, and then he really appreciated your coaching sessions, because you helped him to think that it's about having conversations. It's not about speed quiz. It's about having pleasant business meeting with a company to himself, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's in interviewing, you got to tell your story. I mean, I can't tell Ralph's story, and Ralph can't tell Robert's story, right? And we've been on journeys, you and I, respectively, right? So you got to be your authentic self. You got to be who you are. And even to what we're doing here is that we try to be formal with it, but we realize that doesn't work. We come on here and we just kind of ad lib and just talk. Again, perfect example. This is what I talk about. This is a conversation. Although we're two coaches, but it's a conversation, because I could be sitting in front of you as a prospective employee. You could be interviewing me, right? So it's just having a conversation and be able to communicate and be positive and authentic in the situation.
Absolutely. And in order to deliver the right story, you just gotta find out who you are and study about yourself and get ready for this, and then share your experience and skill sets, right?
Yeah, you can only talk about what you know. You can't talk about stuff that you don't know, that you haven't done, right? So, I mean, organizations are always looking for certain things, but once you've done your homework, done your research, because that's another thing that we spoke about with our client there that recently got hired, that he is going somewhere. I thought he was going one place, and then you corrected me, and then we Google it, and we now know where he's going. So we as coaches do our homework.
A lot of research. We do a lot of research.
a lot of reading, because again, as I said to you, I have a client that I'm working with currently that has rescheduled an appointment I have with him for tomorrow, because he's expecting an offer. And when he told me, I told you, I went and researched the company that he is potentially going to be employed with. So when I talk to him, at least I know where the heck he's going, what he's going to be doing. So research, read.
Exactly. All right. Any last words?
No, man. Looking forward to our next conversation, because this is going to be called Conversations with Ralph and Robert.
Love it. All right. I'll see you next week.
All right, man. Take care.
Cheers.